Hi, Kevin and Bowser from Bowser Builds here. Today, we're going to be tearing apart this front suspension. Let's go. Come on, boy. Let's go. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's all together prior to tearing it apart. Just to give you another rundown, got to pull off this sway bar mount. Tie rod end's going to come off. We're going to take the caliper off. Once we get everything down here done, this shock absorber up here will actually get removed and these will get rebuilt on their own. And then once we get this off, we'll take the rotor and hub assembly off. And this is where all those pieces are. So this is that top trunnion part, and the kingpin in there, the spindle, your steering arm. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this tie rod end, so that way I know when put it back together, get as close as humanly possible. So I put some paint marker on the inside here, help indicate in case this bolt comes off where it goes. And this one too. That's the top. So that lets me know that's the top. And with that being done, turn it towards me. I'm gonna try to break it loose. There we go. Okay, got the caliper off, 2 5/8 bolts up the back. This is now free to go. You can see here now, got the steering arm, got this upper bolt here, this bottom one here, this whole piece will come off, and then we can worry about getting the bottom. But for now, I'm just worried about this section so I can get this out to the shop to get done. So next thing I gotta do is get this piece off and get that hub off. Alright, so now that we got all the back plate off and all this off, the whole reason we're doing this is actually this play right here. This wobble. Okay, so we got the cotter pin out of here. Obviously we loosened up that. Got the cotter pin out of this side. So now we'll take this top bolt, get it off so that piece can come out. We'll take this one off while it's on here as well, so that one can come out. We gotta put a jack under here, lift it up so the spring has support, take this off, and we should be able to get that off. There we go. Put you back up there. All right, so I got that piece out. That down there. Those other pieces. Got this loose already. It's a matter of getting that one loose, getting this all off. go. Break that loose. Good. Then we'll use this to get it off the rest of the way. Alrighty, just enough to smash it down. Gets the weight off of it. Now, oh, got some grease there. Now we just gotta get this piece off. It's at 11/16. So far, this side is coming off much easier than the other side so far. Get a couple good whacks there. Got a punch. Okay. Then try to get that side out. That's gonna be the problem. All right, let's get this side out first. Anyways, so that's off. This top piece should come free. There we go. Moves that. See how bad this shock is. Oh yeah, nothing. All right. So now we have that done. We will drop down the control arm. Okay. There we go. Set that there. This should continue to drop down. There we go. Wow. Okay, enough to drop that out and remove this spring. So, seems to be some pins stuck up in here. So what I did was I just removed the nuts off the ends of the piece that holds this on, which should loosen this up enough, hopefully, so we can actually knock this bolt out. So, let's see what happens. Put this light out of the way.
It's supposed to be clean like that.
Okay. Now, time to show you why that was a problem. So, first of all, that bolt is very much seized inside of there. So, cut those off. But if you look down here, what should be a perfectly round hole is not. Comes up at an angle, and it will cause any bolt to move around in there. So I gotta replace those. All right, so I've run the same problem with this one I did on the last one, where this piece doesn't want to come off. So I'm gonna heat it up and then try to just smack it off as best I can with the hammer and hope we can get it off. Actually, it looks like I got some movement out of it. So I'm gonna keep hitting it with the hammer. We'll see. There we go. Keepable, not keepable. Awesome. To show you, this piece is just spring loaded. Pops in here, goes down into there. It's just a seal for the grease. We're gonna put this in our, once again, all these bushings and spacers all came with the new kit. So get that all cleaned up. Ready to go back on. Alright, so now into the car. Show you, we're going to be taking these 4 bolts out here to remove this swing arm, swivel, whatever it's called. So the control arm goes onto. I just bought a brand new one to replace it. So I'm going to do a quick run through on what the pieces are that I've replaced. Kind of gives you an exploded diagram on the vehicle. Starting with your lower control arm. This is the piece that was out of round here. As you can see, it was definitely needing replaced. So then we have your Kingpin here. This is the swivel axle. This is the dust cover here. These are all the pieces for the wheel bearing, your shims and so on and so forth. This is our basically shock absorber, the trunnion up at the top. And you have your thrust washer and shims. Basically you have the brass piece here, and then the shims that go with it. And so the steering arm we actually have, I've repainted that as well. The spring obviously repainted. This swivel piece here that this all attaches to, I just ordered new ones, so we're gonna have new one of those. All this will be new. This has been reconditioned. This is new. All this hardware is new. Essentially we just gotta go through and find the correct shims, what size they are, make sure there's no play, and put it all back together. All right, we're gonna cover the parts that we've taken off thus far. So you have your spindle, your kingpin, your trunnion. This is the tube that goes over the kingpins, the dust tube fits in here. And I just want to show you kind of what we ran into with this one. So this is the kingpin off of the passenger side. And I had to actually cut the bolts off of it, as you saw, because this sleeve is rusted internally and was just stuck. And there's a lot of wear. There was barely any grease on the bearings, or the bushings I should say. It just was not in good shape. So I'm very happy we're doing this. When you compare these two together, see there's a big difference. I did take this piece to a shop. There's a couple videos I found out there where you can actually buy a reaming tool and get these reamed. So I didn't want to spend $300 on a reaming tool. Hopefully I don't have to go through and do this again for a long, long time. Or if that's the case, I'll probably just replace the spindle at that time. So with the Kingpin, I left him this and the Kingpin. So that way he could adjust it to proper size, no more wiggle, nothing. And now it's just gonna be a matter of kind of putting it all back together. So this goes on there. This Kingpin here, or I'm sorry, this trunnion will get space between this bushing and these spacers here. Those will go on here. And this piece sits over top of the whole thing and then presses down on top of there. And there's a nut that goes on there and that holds the whole front end together. The set we came with has all the new bushings for everything else. So this will be pretty much as good as it came off the factory, if not better, because we upgraded to polyurethane bushings. And again, this is the sleeve that goes in between here. So there's actually a little gasket that fits down inside of this. There's a little groove here. This little gasket here fits down inside of there. So that way, when you put the dust cover in, it actually keeps all the grease and everything inside the vehicle, or inside where it is. So this piece here slides over this. Now I did the paint up on all these. I realized afterwards that I probably shouldn't have painted this one. I like it anyway, so I'm gonna leave it. And this just goes down into here. There we go. Now, it sits up inside of there. Gives it a nice contrasting color. On top of that, I reconditioned our springs to match that same color. All right, so I actually had everything ready to go. I realized I forgot to put an O-ring on, which goes at the very bottom here. But everything fits really well. The trunnion slides right on. The bushings as they should. Everything's been greased the way it should be. So I'm actually just gonna slide this out so I can put this O-ring on. So all the way at the bottom. And we'll put it all back together here. Got lots of lube down in there, so this should be nice and greased up. Thrust washers are all set inside of there. Put these on. Now I went off the specs of what the car came with originally and what the service manual said for that, which was I believe 0.57 inches or something to that effect. But that's what I used for the washers in there. The ones that were on it originally were not set the same way. So I went ahead and adjusted it so that way it's back to factory settings. This is gonna have to squish down a bit. Here we go, put that in there. Oh, come on. There we go. Get that smashed down there pretty good. So we'll get this guy on here. Now, in order to get that on there, I'm gonna have to go put this in the vise so I can keep that from moving. This has to be gotten down to 65 foot-pounds, which is what I have this set to. We'll drive it all the way on there and get it done. Okay, so we got it done. I just put a rag on the bottom here, put it in my vise, torque this top piece down, and now we have no play, no wobble, just beautifully smooth steering. Thanks for checking out our video. Really appreciate the support. Like, subscribe. If you have any questions or anything, leave them down there in the comment section below. Stick around for more videos to come, and as always, stay safe out there. Thank you.